Hi, welcome to Yo Soy Media Magazine. We're here in the wonderful studios of CMAC, and you'll be viewing us on CMAC channels and AT&T 99. Today we're interviewing Miranda Dice. And Miranda, tell us a little bit about your background.
So I was born and raised in the city, and then when I was 6, I moved to Fresno, downtown Fresno. And then my mom was born in Fresno, and she's always lived here. And my grandma used to live in Denver, Colorado.
So did your grandma and grandpa move to Fresno for some reason?
I don't know why they moved here. I think it was so that they could be with the rest of the family.
Oh, okay.
Like my aunts and uncles, so their siblings.
Oh,
so.
good. So their family lives here already. Okay, that's a good reason. And so then your dad lived here in Fresno also, or?
I think he was born and raised in the city.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think that's where he's always lived.
Okay, so his family also lives here? You,
Yeah.
uncles and aunts and all that? Oh, okay, good. And they live and raised in the city?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So tell me a little bit about, your family life, your mom.
So my mom, my mom is right there. So
Mom's name is?
my mom's name is Dawn Dice, and so she's always lived in Fresno.
Where does she
And
work?
She works at Granite Construction. So
And what does she do? What's her title?
So she does all the paperwork.
Okay, so she's administrative staff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. So your mom and dad, it sounds like your mom has been the breadwinner and...
Yeah, so I have a single mom.
Okay.
So they got divorced when I was 6, and so she's always been like that parent figure that's both of them, basically, because she's a hardworking mother. So
She has to find a way to raise you, take care of you, and make sure you're doing the right thing, right? So tell me about, how long have you been? I know that I met you when we were doing the downtown Fulton Mall walk. And then I know Craig mentioned that you knew quite a bit about the statuary and stuff like that. So before you answer that particular thought, tell me, how in the world did your mom get you involved with all this?
So when I was like little, I wasn't in school yet. We went to do a test at my school to see where in grades I was, and I wasn't in school yet again, and they said I was supposed to be in 2nd grade. And so my mom was like, she didn't want me to be like with a bunch of older kids because it would be like maybe I'd get bullied or I would feel like an outsider. So she decided to put me in homeschool so that I would just be able to do things on my own.
Go at your own pace.
Yeah.
Good.
So I didn't have many friends because I was homeschooled, so she decided to put me in Girl Scouts, and that's where I made a bunch of friends.
Why did she pick Girl Scouts? Do you have any idea? Was it just...
It was good for our schedule, so...
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a good reason.
It was easy to get to the council. So.
There you go. So is it in Clovis, or where's your particular troop?
It's in Clovis, yeah, so.
Okay. And do troops have a title or a number? Or?
So their number is 2385.
There you go.
That's my troop.
And
number,
then
so.
when you first got introduced to the Girl Scouts, what was kind of like the first month like?
I was very shy, and I didn't like it that much because you would always be talking to people, and it wasn't my thing. But after a few months of doing booths and going door to door and talking to people.
What kind of booths?
So you sell cookies, so.
Okay.
It's cookies, nuts, and candies, so it's seasonal.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question. So the cookies are sold at the first quarter of the year, so like January or March, or
I think it's March.
March. And then the nuts?
So cookies, it starts on Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, okay. Great.
So February. But nuts and candies starts this month, so.
Nuts and candies start this month,
Yeah.
in November?
Yeah.
Like the 1st of November?
No, I think it starts, when does it start?
Oh. So after Halloween, thereabouts, right? Something like
I think
that?
so. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Okay, so let me ask you a question before we get into all that. So you got friendly with the other girls and you got to know the system, and did they take you into to selling nuts and cookies and candy right away, or does that develop?
It's kind of when you're in Girl Scouts, it's all of it, so they're expecting you to
When
be.
you say all of it, what do you mean by all of it?
So you go to camps and you go on fun trips and you go to workshops and Shush Girl, which is when you
me
sell
ask you
1,000
a
boxes.
Question. When you say you go on trips, those are trips that your troop, you guys decide together, or how does that come about?
So when you do cookies and nuts and candies, you earn money and then you can use that money. So however you would like to. So we choose camps and fun trips like Disneyland, and we're going to Universal Studios in December. So that'll be really fun.
Yeah, that'll be great. So does that mean you take that money that you earn from selling your goods and then just put it back through the troop so that you can have fun, or how does that work? Tell me a little bit.
So you can use it or you don't have to use it per se. So you can sell cookies for fun, and you can also get like, what are they called? They're the
Badges?
prizes you get.
Oh, okay. For participating.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. And so that money kind of just stays with the troop, and then later on you kind of build it up to go on special trips. Is that
Yeah.
kind of what they do? Okay. And then what kind of leadership do you have? Like one lady, two ladies?
So my mom is the co-leader, and then my troop leader is Danielle Cash.
Okay. But when you first started, she wasn't involved with that. She was.
So I've been in 2 troops before. So my old troop, it was Nikki. So she was my troop leader, and she was my co-leader. So
Oh, okay.
she's always been the co-leader, basically.
Oh, okay. That's good. So you got involved with this. You got to know the girls. Then you got to learn. How do they get you into the sales portion of this? How do you get to learn that?
I think you can go to workshops if you really want to like learn about it, but basically you have to have like a sign and you can wave it around to the parking lot. So usually we go to like Vons, Walmart, Sam's Club, that kind of stuff. And so that's how we sell our cookies.
Oh, okay. So after you, say for the first year, your involvement was getting to know people, getting to know the system, and then how in the world, how did you progress from there?
So after just learning how to talk to people and stuff, then it was more like your goal. So I really like to set my goal higher than I think I can go, and then even if I don't reach that goal, I still go really far. So
Okay, so the troop leader sits down with each of the girls in the troop and writes down.
like how much you want to sell and how much of what boxes you want to sell.
Oh, okay. And so then after that, when do you start getting your awards and badges? How does that work?
So when you're a junior, you get your bronze award, which is on
What do
my
you mean a
vest.
junior?
So it's Daisy, Brownie, and Junior. So last year I was a junior.
Oh.
And so when you're a junior, you get your bronze award, but you have to do something to better your community or your neighborhood. And yeah, so what I did was with my troop, we decided to ask our neighbors what they do to save their energy. And if they don't save their energy in the house, like let's say at nighttime they leave their light on, then we say like, well, you can just plug in a night light in your hallway instead of using like a lot of light.
Right. Okay.
Then we'd come back and tell them better ways to.
Oh, okay. So
save
you're
energy.
sharing information with the public, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Within your community, within your reach, like you said, your neighbors, your
Yeah.
friends, your family, and sharing the information that you gather from workshops or being with the troop, or.
A lot of times we get it from adults because they've done school things before where they have to learn how to sell candy bars for school or whatever. So they will teach us kind of a way of selling.
Oh.
And little
Okay.
pinpoints.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. You brought this vest, and you have lots of awards and badges on the back, and then you have a lot of buttons and medals. So why don't you just kind of go over briefly? So this is your troop number, right?
Yeah.
And this is your group?
So every Girl Scout has these.
Okay. But it signifies your group. It says
Yeah.
Central California South.
So that's my council.
oh,
So it's
okay.
Council of Central California South.
So how many councils do we have here?
I'm not quite sure. I think we just have one for these 5 counties.
Oh, okay. And then what are these little?
So this was from bridging, my bridging ceremony. And these are also for bridging.
What is bridging?
So bridging is when you go from, let's say, a daisy to a brownie. So you're transferring throughout the years of Girl Scouts.
Oh, okay. So you're like graduating, like similar to from kindergarten to first to second, kind of similar.
Yeah, so when you're a junior and you are bridging to cadet, you have an opportunity, and this is the only time you can do it, so you have to be a junior bridging to a cadet for you to actually be able to do this ceremony. You get to go to the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge and you walk across.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So, and then what are these little?
So these are things for workshops, so this is like babysitting and loving science, and I believe this was doing a trail in the woods.
Oh,
But yeah,
okay.
so they're
Is
just
that like
little things.
survival skills?
Yeah.
Good. And then this.
I think that was learning how to work with fire.
Oh, okay. And then this is your troop number?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I see here it says the county of Fresno.
So we did a flag ceremony there. So we like
Oh.
walk around with a flag like for the ceremony. And so they gave us a pin.
Oh, okay. That was nice. So you did a ceremony for the county of Fresno, one of their activities.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what are these little buttons up here?
So every Girl Scout has these, but when you bridge, sometimes they'll give you a different color of
Oh,
like
okay.
a thing to pin them on.
So depending on what bridge you're crossing,
Yeah.
they give you the color.
Yeah, so cadet, because they think that like blue goes with the khaki color, I guess,
Oh.
they decided to do blue.
Uh-huh.
This is my bronze award, so again, saving energy.
Uh-huh.
And
And what was
then-
that one?
I don't know. I think it was hiking.
Oh,
I'm not quite sure.
okay. And then what are these little badges?
So this is activities that my troop did. So like, let's say you did community service somewhere, and then like it went with the book that Girl Scouts has, then you can get
Oh.
badges for it.
What
so.
does the book do?
The book kind of guides you through Girl Scouts. So when you're
Okay.
a daisy, it's a bunch of flowers. So you read about the flowers and their journey, and you're supposed to like kind of be inspired by that journey. So
Okay.
then you can do things like where they went gardening or picking strawberries.
Oh,
So,
okay. That sounds
yeah.
fun. And then when you go bridge from Daisy is what's the next step?
Brownie.
Brownie. And then so what's the significance of brownie in the book?
Brownies. I think it was more about food, I think is what they were doing.
They were doing food. Okay.
I'm not quite sure what was in that book. I can't remember. That
It's
was
been
a
a
long time
while.
ago.
So how long have you been with the Girl Scouts?
For 8 years.
Oh, that's quite a long time. I can understand. Being a busy gal, I wouldn't be able to remember everything. Takes a minute. So, what's this one here?
I think it was part of my book again. So
Okay,
It's
so
another
every
badge
time
from
you
it.
like complete a book, you get a badge.
I think that's how it all works. But
Okay. All right, so let's take a look at the back of this so everyone can see. Look at all these badges that she's earned.
so what badges are is when you either reach a goal for Girl Scouts or you sell so many cookies, or let's say you went on a trip to Pismo. So then you could get a badge from like their little shops that they have there. And so you can add them onto your vest.
Oh.
So what a lot of girls do is when they get so many patches, they will either cut another part of the vest and sew it on, or they will use ribbons. So
Oh.
a lot of
Okay.
times people who go to a lot of places, they'll a lot of times make ribbons and stuff because they have so many patches.
Oh, okay. So kind of give us an idea of what, let's start here. This looks interesting.
So I got this from the CEO of Girl Scouts, like the GSUSA, so she's like the top CEO of Girl Scouts. So I got a patch from her at the Ohio National Girl Scout Convention. So I earned that trip because I was the top seller for my council. And so the 2 top Girl Scout sellers got to go there. So
Oh, okay, so they kind of give you an awards ceremony and give you recognition for reaching those goals or going beyond the goal.
yeah.
Okay. And like for this one here.
So after the Ohio trip, we decided to extend it to just be like our own family trip or whatever. So we went to Philadelphia in Philly, and so we got a hotel and then we traveled around the place for I think 2 days.
So did you get to see the Statue of Liberty and all that? Mm-mm. Oh, where'd you go?
I went to a lot of art museums, and I also went to the Mint there.
So does your troop decide on where you're gonna tour every time you go, or do you guys go on your own?
No, because it was just me and my mom, so we
Oh.
just decided to do a little family trip.
Oh, okay, that's nice. Now, each of these trips that you end up going on, is that funded through your cookie sales, or how does that?
It depends on if it's for the council. Like when I went to Ohio, that was funded by the council because I sold so many cookies. But like let's say I go to Pismo, it can either be because it was a family trip that just me and my mom decided, or if it was like my troop trip, then all of the money that we made from our cookie selling and nuts and candy selling, we would use that money for us to go to Pismo or Disneyland.
Oh,
or
like a
wherever.
group trip. Okay, so you get on a bus, or how do you do that?
Usually we take a big car, so my troop leader has a big car, so usually we'll take the girls and yeah.
Okay, so how many girls are in your troop?
I think right now there's about 19 to 20,
Oh,
but
that's a
it's
fun
been
group.
like 25 before, so.
Okay, and so there are 2 leaders or 1?
It just depends on how your Girl Scout troop likes it. So let's say you don't have many girls, so then it would just be 1 troop leader because there's not a bunch of girls to take care of.
Right.
But like let's say my troop where there's 25 girls at some points in the year, then there'll be a co-leader because there's so many girls to take care of.
Does your mom get involved with that at
Yeah.
all? What does she do?
So a lot of the times she will help the cadets and seniors and also the juniors because it's like the older girls that she'll help, and then my troop leader helps with the younger girls, so brownies and down, because we have a lot of little girls right now.
Oh, well, that's a good thing. Maybe not so much for your mom, but it's a good thing we got girls involved. So let me ask you a question now. These little badges here are?
So this one I got because when you sell so many Girl Scout cookies, you can get like your own emoji or Bitmoji or whatever of yourself.
How fun is that?
So they give you a bunch of like different hair and a bunch of different eye colors and all that, and you can pick which one you think looks most like you. So that's what mine turned out to look like.
Okay.
And that's also my second one then.
Uh-huh.
So
What's this one? That looks interesting.
highest award training. I honestly think I think it was for my silver award thing.
Your silver award?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So and this one, Be Unique, Be You.
So I got that for selling cookies again. We sell a lot of cookies, so then
Yeah.
they'll give us a bunch of different
Yeah,
badges.
but I get kind of the inference here is that it's not just about selling cookies. They're giving you an idea of how the real world works as far as business.
So business, so you can run your own business when you're younger. So you're learning when you're an adult what it's going to be like, that people can't expect you to sit down in a chair and like wait there and not do anything. So you're up and working, and when you're younger, you can't work the credit cards, but you can help with the money and stuff. But usually it's the older girls who will run the cashier, and then the younger girls will get the customers.
Yeah, but you're also learning how to put events together because Girl Scouts goes out to, like you said, shopping centers, and what else do you do?
So we've gone to Magic Mountain before, and we also do community service. So we help out the homeless or veterans. So like on Veterans Day, I'm gonna go and do a pancake breakfast. So we help with the VFW, and we make breakfast for veterans. So.
Oh, okay. Where are you going to be? I'm going to go buy some pancakes.
I think it's at the Clovis VFW. I think that's where it is.
How fun is that? And then it sounds like you get to talk to a lot of people that are in the community already, community leaders. Is that what people you get to know?
So like I'm friends with the guy Jerry. He's in the Clovis VFW, but we met 3 years ago, and so every year I see him when we do like laying the flags on the veterans like cemetery at the cemetery, and we also put wreaths at Christmas time.
Okay. So what have you learned from Jerry?
That you want to kind of, I guess,
Give veterans respect.
yeah. So respecting them and making sure that they're not forgotten
Right. Why?
because they matter, because they work so hard and they risk their life and stuff.
Right. Just to keep us free, right? And then who else have you gotten to know over time?
I got to like see a lot of people when I was in Ohio. So I met a girl that followed me on Instagram, and so she's always active on there, and so it was kind of cool to meet her. And so I got to meet all of her girls from her troop, and I also got to meet the girls who were talking about suffragette at a panel. And so it was, I think it was the girl that works at the museum where it was talking about Martin Luther King and like Rosa Parks and stuff like that. So she works at that museum, and I think it's in New York. No. Memphis.
Okay. So what I'm understanding is that when you go out on these trips, you're meeting people that are influencers, people that are knowledgeable about their community and sharing that information with you. Is that kind of how that
Yeah, so
happens?
they're kind of teaching you that you can do so many different things. So I could help and work at a cemetery, I guess you could say. Or I could work at a museum or do art. So
Okay.
they'll kind of show you places you can go.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. So then, so as you progress through this troop, what they do is they watch how you're selling cookies, or how does that come about?
So we can kind of teach to the younger girls how to sell cookies. So also, instead of it just being parents teaching the kids what to do, you can also teach the younger girls or even the older girls, because there are people who are in 9th grade and they come into Girl Scouts, and so they're in the higher like cadet and senior and stuff like that. So you can teach a lot of people.
What are you teaching them? Just business skills, or?
And you can also teach them how to behave. Like, you don't want to be doing somersaults in the middle of the booth and stuff like that. So you can kind of teach
so
them like
more manners as far as, you know, this is a good time to do this activity versus that activity type of thing. And then it sounds as though, now you said something about carrying a flag at one of the community events.
So yeah, you have to learn how to do like a flag ceremony. So I think you learn that kind of when you join Girl Scouts.
So that you learn it's a team effort kind of thing, that you have to work together to make that turn out correctly. Is that kind of what they're getting at?
Yeah.
Okay. And then,
And we also have to learn like songs for Girl Scouts. So there's like the Bumblebee song. So it's fun songs you can do at camp, and you can even do it with your family. But it's just kind of a thing to do when there's nothing you're able to do. So let's say you're at a campfire and you're roasting s'mores, and then you can start doing campfire songs. So we learn a lot of songs.
yeah, but it's fun. It's a fun thing to do. And look, what's this one?
So I got to go to the boardwalk. It was the Santa Cruz, their council. So they did an event where you could do an overnight, like you bring your tent and stuff, and you can sleep on the boardwalk, and you can also watch a movie on the beach.
That's nice. And then I see Media Star.
Yeah.
What'd you do for that?
So when I was in kindergarten, I had sold 1,000 boxes of Girl Scout cookies. And so whenever you reach like that point that you've sold 1,000 boxes of Girl
Mm-hmm.
Scout cookies, you get media training. So they'll say like to look at the camera sometimes, or how to talk to people when you're on camera.
Okay,
So
so more poise, learn poise, that kind of thing. Okay, it's not running the equipment.
no,
You don't get behind the scenes.
no.
Okay, okay, so that's more of that. That's good. And then what's this one here?
I got that when I went to Disneyland. So I think I went to one of the little shops in Disneyland, and so I got a badge
You
for
got
that.
that. Okay. So that just kind of reflects where you've been and how you participated. Is that
Yeah.
kind of what that is?
So just, it's kind of memories on here. So
There you go.
yeah,
That's a good thing, right?
yeah.
Okay. And then, so you were telling us about where you and I met was down on Fulton Mall. Tell me a little bit about that.
So for my silver award, I made Mads Downtown Art Guide for Kids. And so it was made for kids, but it's also kids at heart. So adults do the tour too. So it's all of the art, like sculptures, fountains, and murals from Inyo to the Divisadero on Fulton Street. And so I was really like trying to help my community and like enriching kids' lives with art. And I thought it would get people down here, because if a kid is going to come, their moms and dads and stuff have to come also. So I thought it would bring extra people here.
Oh, okay. But you were doing it for a badge or something, or?
It's my silver award. So like I was talking about my bronze award.
Okay, go back to the front. So this bronze award, you're going to get a silver one now.
Yeah, so it's basically the same exact shape. It's just silver. And then
Okay.
there's a gold.
Okay.
So my silver was self-sustainable, but it didn't have to be. But the gold one has to be self-sustainable.
When you say self-sustainable,
It means it
explain.
has to go on forever. So when you die, it's still going.
Okay, so like planting a tree,
Yeah.
that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But it has to be significant. You
Like it
can't
has to
just-
help your community. I don't think a tree would really help your community, but
Well, in a way, but I'm just, taking a basic. And so what do you think you're going to do for the next badge?
I don't know, because it's a long time from now.
Oh.
So
When is it?
I think it's when when you graduate from high school, I think is when you do that.
Okay, so your age group and your badges kind of come together
Yeah.
when you're bridging? Oh, okay. So then after the silver, where are you going to be? What is your title going to be?
So I would be a senior after cadet. So then you're a senior and then ambassador. And ambassador is when you're doing your gold award.
Oh, okay, great. So to get back to the Fulton Mall, how in the world did you even know how to put a map together?
Well, since the reopening of the Fulton Street, there wasn't a lot of maps that people had out for people to know what the art was, who made it, and like what year it was made. And so I searched on Google like the old art, and I got information from that and information from articles about the art, and then that's how I put together my art guide.
Yeah, but even structurally, creating a map, most people don't do that. So did you learn through Girl Scouts or being homeschooled how to use the computer? How did you?
Not really. It was a girl from my Girl Scout council that I'm also friends with. Her name is Jordan, and she helped me with how to do the computer and stuff. So we made like a slideshow of the pictures so that I could copy them out on paper with the like information about
Oh, okay. So you help each other, the Girl Scouts, and you each is that troop to troop? Or?
She's an adult, so she's not in a troop, but
Okay. But she's in a leadership position,
yeah.
right? Okay. And so does everybody know to go to her for certain questions, or?
Well, it really depends on what you're asking for. So if you need to learn about photography, she could help you with how to edit things and programming and stuff.
Oh, okay. So each of the group leaders has a certain specialty or skill set?
It depends on what you're working for. So there's a lot of positions in Girl Scouts. So there can be media. So you would be talking to people online that are asking questions about Girl Scouts, or it could be people who come for like when you're doing broadcasting, like when you're doing news and stuff. So that's what Jordan does. I think she still does it. So
Like a newscaster? Or
she's not a newscaster. She's the person that'll kind of help you on what to say and stuff like that. And
Oh, okay. All right. So some of the other leaders, what do they do?
like Kathy Ferguson, she's the CEO of my council, and so she does like speeches. So like when I did my bronze award, she was there talking, and so she did like her own speech and stuff.
Oh, so then if you need to put together a speech, you can go to her and
Yeah.
get an idea of how to put it together. Okay, so girls helping girls, huh? Kind of. So now for the Fulton Mall, now that map is distributed here to all the people in the community? Or?
It's not a map per se. It's like pictures of the art and then like information about it. So if you need a map of the art, then you can go on the internet and like look up a map. But it would say like, I think on the Facebook page that I made, it like says where things are. So
So it tells what the object is, who the person is that put it together, the artist or the sculpture type of thing, and the time period that it was created, that kind of thing?
yeah.
Okay. And then so you mentioned Facebook, so you put this on Facebook, each one of them.
So it's called Mads Downtown Art Guide for Kids on Facebook.
What is it again?
Mads Downtown Art Guide for Kids.
Mads?
That's my initials.
No, that's okay. Mads
yeah.
Downtown
Art Guide
Art Guide
for Kids.
for Kids. Okay. And it's on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can print it out on like your printer,
Mhm.
and so then you can take the paper and you can go and walk yourself around, or you can get a guided tour from me.
You do guided tours too?
Yeah.
They call you, or how do you do that?
I have a business card, and so I usually give it to people who I talk to. And so it has like my phone number and my Instagram account, so you can DM me, like direct message me on Instagram and stuff. And so it's on your phone and stuff.
Oh, okay, fine. So let me ask you a question for your next goal. What is that going to be?
My next goal that I plan to be doing is like to sell 5,000 boxes of Girl Scout cookies next year.
Wow. What was last year?
4,500.
Now, where in the world do you sell that many boxes of cookies?
Every day after my mom got off work, I would go around downtown for about an hour to different businesses, and so that was every day, unless I had a booth at that time. And then if I did have a booth after she got off work, then after the booth, then we would do that. So it's just kind of, you always have to be working, and you can't stop working, basically.
So when you say have a booth, are you doing that as a team, you and the other girls, or you just go on your own? Or?
So it's usually 2 girls and 2 adults. So basically when 2 people have a time that they are open, like on their schedule, then they'll be like, okay, you guys meet up here. So we schedule our booths.
Oh, okay. So you get coordination. So you're learning how to do calendaring. Okay, that's great. And so this will be 5,000?
Yeah.
And when are you going to start promoting cookie sales?
So I promote all year round. So I'm always posting on Instagram and saying, if you want to buy cookies, make sure to be here on Super Bowl Sunday, or I'll be here, and stuff like that. And so you're constantly posting and constantly going places. So it's kind of fun because you're always getting out and doing things. And yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's great. I didn't know all of that. I didn't realize it continued. So then after 5,000, you go to 6,000? Is that kind of how that works?
It depends on if you want to go like and work hard. So let's say if you're public schooled, you might not have so much time because you might have sports after school and stuff like that. And so a lot of times people, when they have booths scheduled and then something comes up, so then someone will have to take over. So because I'm homeschooled, I would usually be the one who takes over because I'm always kind of open. So.
That gives you more flexibility
Yeah.
than the rest. So that's kind of nice, huh, Mom? That helps. So after all of this, 8 years of Girl Scouting, right? What do you feel is one of the major gains that now being, how old are you, 13?
I'm 12.
You're 12 years old. Okay, so that means you've been in Girl Scouts since you were?
In kindergarten, so I was around 4, I think.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, no.
So, 4 or 5. So basically, once you get warmed up to everyone, what do you feel like your benefit has been by being part of this troop?
So, 1, I've made a lot of friends, and 2, I've learned business skills, which I feel like would go in hand with what I want to do when I'm an adult. So I want to make a makeup business where I can sell my own line of makeup and stuff. And so I feel like business skills is a good thing. So being able to talk to people, because if you run your own business, you need to be able to talk to people. So
That's right.
yeah,
Right.
I feel like that's one of the big things is business skills.
Well, do you see that, I mean, you're learning negotiations, you're learning dollars and cents because you have to count out your money, right? You take checks, you do the Square
Yeah.
credit cards.
And it's also like you also have to learn to be there on time. And like even when it was my birthday, I still went in booths because a girl didn't have a lot of booth timing. And so like I took over, even though I was sad that it was my birthday and I had a booth, like it's still your job. So you're learning that when you have a job, you might not be able to celebrate holidays or
So
stuff
in
like
other
that.
words, discipline.
Yeah.
Be disciplined and take responsibility for whatever,
You're
as an
doing.
individual, you're part of a team and you still have to follow through, kind of, right? So all of the girls have that same opportunity. Okay. And I would imagine that if you have to take up the slack for other people, that kind of puts you in a different group, doesn't it? Do they
So
depend
it
on
makes
you?
like I guess you kind of feel like what it's gonna be like when you're an adult, so you're gonna have to depend on yourself for things, and you're not always gonna depend on your mother or father for, let's say, you didn't have enough money to go and buy something, well then you still have to work for it. So
Right, so you're independent. You depend on yourself. Okay. And then, so what do you see, how much longer do you think you'll be involved with Girl Scouts?
because I've gone so far, I may as well just go throughout the whole thing, and I want to earn all of my awards, so that would mean till the end of Girl Scouts. And I also would kind of like to be a troop leader. I think that would be really fun.
Okay. So when you said through the end, does that mean, does Girl Scouts start at kindergarten all the way through high school or college?
So in college, you can be a troop leader, I believe. So you can also work at the council if you wanted to. So you can go to a lot of different ways, but you also know a lot of people in Girl Scouts. So then let's say you needed help with something, then you had a bunch of people that you can contact for things.
Okay, somebody you can resource. Okay. And I'm hearing a lot of communities, so that also kind of breaks down the fear for you to go out and talk to the mayor.
Like we do a lot of community service. So we have to talk to a lot of people and we have to help people. And so even if you're like nervous to go places, not because it's like scary, but like because you have to meet new people and you might get nervous about it, then I don't know. You kind of just learn how to be calm and stuff.
Deal with the situation one step at a time. Okay. So after you get your next award, you're going to be working towards gold, and that'll take you through what age? Through 18?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So this vest, you keep this till you're an ambassador. So a lot of people will get a new vest so that they can keep putting badges on. Because if you think about it, this has only been 1 year, and my vest is full. So
Oh, okay. So do they kind of re-put these onto a new vest? Is that what
yeah,
happens?
so they'll
or-
cut off this front piece, and then they'll sometimes make like capes.
Oh, okay, great. So that gives you more working space. Gotcha. Okay. I
So
never
your
thought
mom
about
is
that.
always working on sewing. So
Or they'll have you learn, huh?
yeah.
One of the two. That's great. Well, what would you tell if you had an opportunity to speak to a girl that maybe is your same age, has never been involved with Girl Scouts? what would be information that you would share with that person to get her involved with Girl Scouts?
I think basically just telling them not to be nervous, because it can definitely be nerve-wracking for a young girl. Like, I was super nervous to do my first booth or to meet new people because I hadn't been in school before. I didn't know a lot of people. So just be confident and believe in yourself and have good business skills and be kind to people. And yeah.
But also, what if that girl says, well, I can't afford to do this. My parents don't make a lot of money. What would you tell her?
The Girl Scouts can pay for you to be in Girl Scouts. So I think it's about $20 for you to join Girl Scouts. But if you can't afford that, I believe the council will pay for that so that you can.
Okay. And do you have to apply for that, or how do you go about that?
I had never done it, so I wouldn't know what you have to do for that.
Okay.
But
So if you
you
were
can have the opportunity to.
Okay, so if I were somebody wanting to join Girl Scouts, I'd come to you and say, hey, Miranda, what do you think about this? But I really don't have money because my mom and dad right now don't have work, or they
Because
will.
I'm me, I would just give them the money for them to
Okay.
get in, but
So you help each other,
Yeah.
is what you're saying. Okay. And if you can't help, then you go to your council. Okay. And so how in the world do you become part of the council?
I believe you have to like sign in your parents' names, and like you have to put in your name and your age and where you live and stuff, so that they know like where you live, so they can find you and stuff, and mail paperwork to you.
Okay.
So yeah.
So it's not like an election or
No.
people.
It's not like, well, you can't come in here. It's kind of like everyone can come in.
Okay, so it's all equal opportunity. Okay, well, we really appreciate your hard work, and I'm really happy that you're here sharing with the audience and other girls and their parents to let them know that regardless of your economic situation or what age group, because you can join at any age, right? Pretty much.
Pretty much before 5 you can't, but from 5 and up you can join.
Oh, okay. So, and also it gives you that camaraderie, the companionship of other girls that are learning the same things, or maybe you can go to them for counsel.
And even if you are an adult, you can still join Girl Scouts. You can still be a Girl Scout because you can volunteer at the council. So if someone needs help
Alright.
with their paperwork and stuff, you can still help with them. So
Oh, okay, that's nice. So I can still join Girl Scouts.
you could be a Girl Scout right
I
now.
didn't know that. I didn't know. Because my parents, they didn't have money, and that's, I never knew that, but I did get into camp, so that helps. So, in all of the experience that you've had, what would you say about getting to meet these people in the community?
It's inspiring because you can see what they do and you can be like, wow, they work really hard, and then it makes you inspired to work harder. So
Okay. So, what message would you like to give any of those people out viewing your video?
again, be confident and don't like think down on yourself that you can't be good enough, because you are. So work hard and you'll make your dreams come true.
There you go. There you go. That's a good message. That's a good message. Now, I really appreciate your time, and I appreciate your mom. Mom, her name's Dawn Dyke. She's in the background here. And I know that it's been a little difficult for you. You're kind of nervous, but
Yeah.
how do you feel now?
I'm still nervous. I'm on camera. I'm nervous.
But you are sharing something very important. Now, this one here, you were saying is this a particular type of?
It's the Superstellar Secret Society Honors. So when you sell 1,000 boxes of Girl Scout cookies, then you get that patch and you get to go on a trip. So every year it's different. So that year I went to, I believe it's like this science museum, and so you got to like see a frog's brain and a turtle's brain and stuff like that, like different brains
Well, that
and
sounds
hearts and
gooey.
stuff. So
But do you get one of these every single time you reach 1,000? Is that what happens?
so basically every one of my vests I have that on it. So
Oh, okay. So that's, now you're in the cape mode. You're going to make a cape? Okay. Okay. So for this 5,000, you'll be at 5,000. So once you get to that level, do they have like an award ceremony to?
they don't have an award ceremony, but you can give yourself a party for doing it, I guess, because they don't give you like a certificate for doing it. It's basically just like you do it on your own, and so you can have a night out with your family if you wanted to. So
Oh, okay. So you have to be self-motivated no matter what, right? And determined to get your badges. Okay.
you can earn
And-
prizes. So
Oh.
you can pick between like 3D, or that doesn't make sense, like color changing nail polish or a hair styling kit. So you can pick between a few things.
Oh, okay. So they always have all different types of prizes. Oh, that's kind of nice. So you can get a prize or one or the other. Okay. Well, what would you like to say to moms out there that you feel
You're
would-
great and you help a lot of people out.
But what would you say to them to encourage them to become part of this organization?
It doesn't take a lot of time out of your life if you aren't trying to sell 5,000 boxes of Girl Scout cookies. So you can even sell 50 boxes of Girl Scout cookies and still be a Girl Scout. So you can sell however many works for you.
Oh, okay. So you would say, Mom and Dad, think about Girl Scouts, right? Pretty much. Well, I want to thank you for your time, and we appreciate you letting us know how Girl Scouts works, and look at all these wonderful badges. And which one would you say you're proudest of?
Probably this one, or this one, because they're both from Ohio, but this is the main one I got. Because I earned that trip for being the top seller and selling so many and working hard. So
Oh, how many boxes did you sell in that?
I sold 4,548 boxes, I believe.
Wow.
I'm trying to think of like the actual number, but
Right.
I think that's close.
Oh, okay. So it sounds like you're the top seller in your group
Yeah, so it's of the 5 counties.
of all 5 counties.
So Madera, Fresno, Kern, Tulare, and Kings. I was like, what is the other one?
Okay, great. All right. Anything else you'd like to add that we missed?
I don't think so.
What does this mean, board member?
I don't remember what that is. Let me see. I don't know. I think I might have helped for something, and so then
Oh,
they gave me a badge.
Okay. All right. And what is your mom? Does she get a little clap or for being a helpful mom? Do the moms get involved with any of that, or?
They can volunteer
Do they
for
get
your
recognized?
troop, or they can also volunteer for camps.
Okay, so you pick and choose. That's good. All right, well, thank you for your time. Thanks, Mom, for your time. And we appreciate your service, and it sounds like you're on your way to being, what do you think? You're going to stay here in Fresno? And
I think I'm going to move to LA when I have enough money, and then I can make my business.
oh, why don't you think about Fresno?
I did think about Fresno, but I really like LA, like just like the big towers, like big buildings that you can live in, and so I just like the city life more than like smaller cities. So
Well, someday soon Fresno will be there too. Maybe you'll come back, huh? Or maybe we'll find a way to keep you here, get you involved in something else. Well, making masks, or that's what you want to do, is makeup and things like that, right? You're going to go to Fresno State?
no, I'm probably going to go to an SFX school or a school in Hollywood for makeup and stuff.
Oh,
So, yeah.
okay. So a specialty school. Oh, okay. So do
So
you
it
want
costs a lot of money, but I want to earn up money.
But you're doing specific type of you're doing mass. Explain what kind of
So
business.
SFX can be like pop art makeup, or it can like paint on your face, or it can also be like liquid latex where you build up 3D on your face so it looks more realistic.
Okay. So if we want Freddy Krueger, you can say, sit there and I'll do a Freddy Krueger on your face.
Sure, not quite sure who that is, but sure, I could look it up on the internet.
Halloween. But you can, in other words, if you wanted me to look like,
A zombie or
there you go.
a ghost or something.
Uh-huh.
You can do that pretty easily with liquid latex.
Okay. But do you take like perhaps a 3D to kind of figure out positioning of all that latex, or?
So a lot of the times I'll use the back of a paper plate and like make a prosthetic on it. So you can buy prosthetics at like Party City and they're really cheap, and so you can use those, or you can also use like make ones at home, which I usually make them because they're easier to apply to your skin.
Oh, okay.
So you
So
can make
that-
it to fit your face correctly.
So Hollywood would be your main focus because they use those type of masks in movies to change people's appearance. So it's specific field. What do you call it?
SFX, so
S-
special effects.
Okay. Special effects. That's it? Oh, okay. So did you kind of look and check it out? You know, are there different levels?
So when I was 6 years old, I used to do makeup all the time. Like, I wasn't great at it, but I did it. So I started, I think, around when I was 6, and then when I was around 10, I think, so 2 years ago, I started doing SFX. So we drove down to Party City, and she got me liquid latex, and it was actually my mom's friend who was talking about this girl on YouTube, and I was like, whoa, that looks cool. And I was like, well, she used liquid latex, so that's kind of how that all started, but yeah.
Oh, how fun is that? You never know what we'll come up with as a business or a career. Now, those people would be hired by the studio or independent contractor?
It depends on what you're gonna do. So let's say you're working on a set, like for a movie, then I think you would be working with different people. So there's like a makeup assistant and like the makeup artist that's like the main person. So it's kind of, there's different people, or if you want to do it independently, you can just do it on like social media, or you can start your own business where you can like independently do like SFX on people who want to come in and look like a zombie.
Practice. Okay, now I'm going to call you up for next Halloween. You can make me uglier than I am. Okay, well, we thank you very much, and we'll be including an article, and hopefully we'll get you in there. Sending out videos and whatnot right before the Super Bowl. That'll help you, right?
Okay,
Earn your, what, 5,500?
no, 5,000.
5,000? Okay, 5,000. Mom says, oh no, not 5,500. Okay, well, thank you. Are you an only child? You're an only
Yeah.
child, huh? Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Uh-huh.